You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast, hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.
I got you. I mean, her response was unnecessary, even though it was dope. Like, Jack Harlow is 23, 4. Like,
that nigga know who Brandy is. Stop the game.
But I mean,
like, I'm not gonna give any 23-year-old.
Was it that he didn't know Brandy, or he didn't know Brandy and Ray J were siblings? Because see, I didn't actually see the clip.
I'll say this: Ray J has been more popular than Brandy in the later years because of social media, the Kim Kardashian effect, all that stuff that happened in the past 10, 12 years, something like that.
Yep.
Probably more than that. So probably like 12, 13 years. I would say Ray J has been more popular than his more talented sister, which is crazy, but it happens, right?
Social media era.
So it's a possibility that, and Brandy hasn't been like all in what Ray J does. So I can understand if maybe somebody that's that young doesn't know that they're siblings.
Right.
But I'm not going to sit here and say he doesn't know who Brandy is.
In the clip, did he, or the interview or whatever, did he say he didn't know who Brandy was?
It was like, he was like Ray J's sister? Like, he was like, that's Ray J's sister or something like in that vein. Like, okay. I can't remember. Like, it really wasn't anything. Like, I'm like, niggas just want something to be mad at today. Like,
oh, no.
Like,
oh, yeah, we know that already. We definitely know that already.
And you know this, by him being, like, for one, him being young, him being white, him being a rapper, it's a lot of targets on his back because we are his demo.
Yes.
Like, I'm not sure how many, like I said, I never knew how Jack's demo, like, what his reach was with the children. Mm-hmm. But I know that there are more probably black children that fuck with what Jack Harlow does.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of them do, so.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all. I didn't see the clip.
But yeah,
I think it would make sense that he didn't know they were siblings. But yeah. I mean, even if he don't know who Brandy is, so what?
Why didn't he have no smoke? Well, I'm just saying, Brandy, why should he have no smoke for these other R&B chicks? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's who you beef with. You know what I'm saying? If you gonna do a diss track, do it at Tinashe or some shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
Talk to Chloe. Like, you think you,
But they didn't, quote unquote, take a shot at her.
No, sometimes you just got started.
You just got to
start the shits. Like,
nah, this would have been crazy. This would have been absolutely crazy if Brandy followed this up with like an album announcement or some shit like that. But then again, that's today. That's today. The marketing of today.
And that's why Brandy is a queen by our standards, right? Mm-hmm. That's why I'm not tuning into the foolery. Like, I was like, I don't want to listen to Brandy rap about this. Like, I'm pretty sure Brandy can put together a nice verse, and I'm like, oh, that's dope. Mm-hmm. But diss track, come on, let's stop it today.
But see, I wouldn't. So again, I listened to it. I wouldn't call it a diss track. Mm-hmm. She just rapped over the First Class beat and was, exerting herself, talking about herself.
Yeah.
Like what MCs did back in the day. Like, I'm me. Like, I'm the best.
Yeah,
and
I'm Brandy.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Basically.
I get it.
I thought it was dope.
No, I got you.
But yeah. All right, you want to get to it?
Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of Oversaturated, the podcast, where we discuss music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ralph.
Welcome to episode number 146.
146. Man, I'm staying segue this week, man. I'm just comic book name. Like, it's no finesse to it. That's it.
That's what
you know what you came here for.
I love it. I love it. New listeners, please follow us on all social media. Facebook, just search Oversaturated the Podcast. Twitter is Oversat Podcast. Instagram is Oversat the Podcast. And our email is oversatpodcast@gmail.com. And please be sure to check out our website, oversatthepod.com. Anything you need to know about OS is there.
Yes, sir. And if you want to follow us individually, I am the Mind of Ralph on Instagram and Twitter.
On Twitter, I'm JON2_B. On Instagram, I'm JBS_ESL_AAMU. Ralph, my guy.
Yes, sir.
How you feel? How you feeling on this Memorial Day weekend, man?
I don't know, man. I'm just ready to have this day off. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm washed. I am. It's things like this that further lets me know how washed I am. Mm-hmm. Like, if there's not like an event plan, I'm not riding around looking for the parties and things of that nature. Like, no, gas is $5 a gallon. I need to know where I'm going. And then I'm going home after that. Like, I'm not going.
Ain't no where we going after this.
No, ain't no after party. The after party is really like a food spot on the way to the house.
And I'm calling that bitch in.
Man, what? That's about it. But, like, that's how I know I'm washed. So
that's funny.
I don't know. Do you have any plans? Like, I really have nothing.
So my sister and my nephew are back in town this weekend. My mom and my sister, they had something to do yesterday, Saturday, so I kept my nephew all day.
How was that? Like, that's the first time it was really you and him all day?
Yeah, man, listen. This is the first time I've ever been in the care of a child on my own.
Oh.
So it was one of them.
Okay.
Let me start off by saying, so I already had just the utmost respect for active parents. Yeah. But it's on a whole nother level now.
Gotcha.
Like, listen. Gotcha. I love my nephew to death. That little boy is so active. I mean, it's a beautiful, great thing, but like, just keeping up with him, making sure he fed, making sure he good, making sure he's safe, because there's a African arts festival going on in St. Louis this weekend, so I decided to take him to that. Just see some things, be active, do stuff with him, and just making sure you keep an eye on him, making sure he's safe, things like that. Like, that stuff is exhausting, man. I mean, it's a fulfilling job, but at the end of the day, like, I was done. Like, I was done. So again, respect to all active parents, man, because I get it. I get it.
That's why a lot of parents be like, "Oh, fuck them kids" type.
Oh no,
energy.
hey, listen.
I'm like that, and I ain't got them,
man.
Because look, if I gotta leave the comfort of my home just to make sure you got some entertainment, so you won't be bothering me all day, that's crazy. Like, that's wild to me. Like, I got to spend money. Like, that's crazy. Like,
and we don't get me wrong. Now, we kicked it. We definitely kicked it. But in between all of that, it's like, you
gotta look at the overall moment.
Man.
Like, it's like, you know what, this was worth it.
100%. But in the moment, it's like, oh my goodness, like, this is a lot. This is a lot. So parents that do that on a daily basis, like, man, kudos. Mother's Day, Father's Day, all that shit is well deserved.
Big facts.
Like, what?
Big facts.
No, it was cool. It was cool though. I anticipate doing that type of thing more with him as he gets older.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Well,
as
he gets older, it gets easier. Because how old is he now?
Actually, he'll be 5 this week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, 10, 11, 12, like those, that gets easier.
Yeah, when they're more self-sustainable.
Exactly.
Yeah. Shout out to Logan, man. I love my nephew. Beautiful. Uncle nephew time is the best, man. I love it. But outside of that, man, not too much going on. Just I took the weekend off from tennis. I was just like, let me just have some time to myself now. So that's it. I ain't really got nothing else going on.
I'm all for me time, man. Fuck that.
Yeah. Word. What's gonna be the worst is having to get back to work on Tuesday.
Time out. I'm glad you said that, man. Like, no, everything. No, it's not good. No, it's not.
Okay.
I was gonna try and clean it up. No, it's not.
Let's hear it.
No, I'm actually in the process of getting ready to go back to work, but it's only a 2-day pay period type of thing. So basically a day a week, right?
Okay.
But I went to my job Friday to get like a new ID and things like that. I work for the government, so it's not as easy as one may think. Mm-hmm. Like, you got to go in there, they got a fingerprint. It's a long process, right?
Got you.
But I realized how much I didn't miss the building. It sound cool until you actually go. I was like, oh nah, this is not. I don't miss anything about this building. I don't miss, like, there's barely any like vending machines in there for real. So, and then there's no cafeteria. So, like, I have to bring my food every day. Like, I was like, yeah, there's a reason why I didn't like coming here.
Yeah.
And then, like, the moment I walked out with everything intact, everything they needed me to do, I felt so relieved. I felt like I was coming out of prison. So I was like,
it's a different type of energy being in the office.
I don't miss the traffic in the morning. I don't miss, like, the ghetto Burger King down the street. I just wanted a croissant, man. Why y'all closed? It's 8:12 and they're not open. That's crazy. Y'all supposed to be open since 6.
Right.
That's wild to me. So it's like stuff like that.
Hey, man.
So just that, I was like, yeah, that further confirmed. Like, I love working from home.
Oh, man, what? Come on,
I
now.
thought about it. Like, I was like, oh.
I cherish my little 2 days a week at home even more now. Like, it's crazy. It's definitely a different energy, like, having to actually work in the office. Because, like you said, the whole commute to and from, the actual being in the office, like, and wait till you actually start doing work in the office. Everybody want to talk and, oh, how's everything going? I'm so happy to see. Like, no. 2 months later, I'm still getting that kind of stuff. Like, that's insane.
I'm done.
Now, you mentioned you have to be in 2 days per pay period. Mm-hmm. Is it possible you could do your 2 days in 1 week and then the rest of the time?
I could, but nah, I ain't cut like that. Just make it 1 day every week. Because you give me 2 days in 1 week and then I'm off the next week. The way that my mind is set up, I'm only speaking about me. Mm-hmm. They be like, oh, that's easy. No, for you. Yeah. Like, for me.
No, I got
Give me Tuesday every week. So I know that I got to be in there Tuesday.
So, some consistency.
Every week.
I like that.
Because I don't want to go in there Monday this week, Thursday the next. No, we're not doing them type of games.
Yeah. And then I was thinking, I considered switching up my at-home schedule to maybe Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I wouldn't like the in the office one day, out the office the next, back and nah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna stick with my Mondays and Fridays at home.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you, man.
Yeah, that's insane. That is insane.
I know, man.
I'm sorry, bro. I feel for you. I know even the 1 day a week it's still gonna be an adjustment.
Oh, it is.
It's still gonna be an adjustment.
It is.
So no, I feel you. I feel you, man. All right, you wanna get to it?
Man, what off the dome?
The dome. You want me to take it?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. So I actually saw this. Somebody asked this on Twitter the other day, and I thought it would be cool to bring to you into the OS gang.
Okay. What up?
So basically, just name a legendary rap song performed by non-legendary rappers.
Oh, basically, who got a classic and then they a trash rapper? Yeah. I got it. Like, we gonna dumb this. We gonna dumb this thing all the way down. I wouldn't say trash rappers, but we gonna dumb this thing down. Like, I get you. It's so many. It's so plenty. Like, I'm gonna go with this because it came to my mind first. We go with Mr. Cheeks, Lights, Camera, Action.
Okay.
Mr. Cheeks is not necessarily a trash rapper because I don't think he's trash. Mm-hmm. Shout out to all my East Coast people that listen to this podcast. I'm not saying he's trash. I don't think he's necessarily one of the best either. Mm-hmm. But he definitely has one with Lights, Camera, Action. He got one. He got that one.
Nah, I feel you. Nah, I like that answer. Yeah. I got 5 on it.
Okay, Lunas.
Yeah. You know that's when they come on. You like, oh yeah. I don't know. It's a vibe, as the kids say. As soon as you hear the beat, it's like, oh no, this feels great. This is great.
I got you.
Definitely a legendary rap song.
See, the challenge of doing Off the Dome, me and Johnny know each other so well. A lot of our answers are gonna be the same until we like get off the mic. Yeah. Like, damn, I could have said this.
And that's the beauty of Off the Dome.
Right. Because and I was gonna say this, but we talk about it every other week. Swag Surf. I was like, what the fly was it? Fly FLY.
FLY.
Yeah, fly
fast life youngsters.
Yeah, whatever. Them niggas.
How do I remember that? But nah. But I got another one though. Mm-hmm. Rebirth of Slick. Diggable Planets. You don't. Oh,
it's probably one of them songs where I know the song when I
hear it. Yeah, but
I never tuned into like, oh, that's them.
It's like they're rapping over kind of like a jazz beat because I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that.
I know.
I know some of these words.
Look, I know some of these words. I literally never knew the name of that song.
I got you.
I just be in the joint like
vibe.
One of them.
Nah, I got you.
But yeah. For my Off the Dome, real quick question. I think it's real simple, man. Like, hey, we are so like we are like slaves to no pun intended. I hate that I use that word.
Damn.
But you know how you enjoy something so much, but you'll deal with the bullshit to get it. Okay. Like, so basically, what's your favorite restaurant to go to with bad customer service? Like, you'll deal with it because the food fire though. The food slap every single time, but you will deal with a trash waiter, trash cashier, trash maybe a B or C health rating. Like I don't know.
Shit, that's any spot in the hood.
Pretty much, but the food slap.
Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like I got like 3 of these and I'm drawing a blank. Give me your answer real quick.
It can go any way with this. Like for my people that are more regional, I would definitely say the Rice House, like it's or the Chinaman for my SCS brother.
Right.
Like clearly, like the best rice. Oh, it's served through a bulletproof glass, my boy. Don't use your card in there. Straight cash on. Like it's that type of thing.
Yeah. Damn. Nah. Rice House is definitely on the list of that for me too.
Another one I wouldn't say is bad customer service. It just gives me Clan Rally vibes, and that's definitely like that's bad for me as a customer.
I mean, yeah.
Like Culver's is definitely like Clan Rally vibes. Like I don't know what it is about them damn butterbirds that drive white people crazy, but like when I pull up to the function and it's like a whole bunch of white people eating like, you know, ice cream or burgers and like shit like that, all American like places like that. I'm a little old country joints, you know, Cracker Barrel. I'm good on that.
You know what? You know what my answer is?
What?
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Uh-oh.
Popeyes.
Oh, customer service? Oh, yeah. Customer service trash. Big trash.
Super
Hella trash.
Super trash.
When I heard you said, I was like, hold on. Are we talking about the chicken? Like, hold on, wait a minute. Like, hold on, wait. Time out, bro. The only thing in question with Popeyes is the biscuits. Everything else we can rock with.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
Because, listen, man.
The customer service, it don't matter really where
it
it's at.
really don't matter. Maybe except for Louisiana.
That's all.
Maybe except for Louisiana.
I was just about to say it. Now, St. Charles Street in Louisiana.
Woo, man, listen.
In New Orleans, boy.
But nah, every Popeyes I've ever been to outside of Louisiana, the customer service has just been terrible.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I'm talking about superb trash.
Yeah, it is.
Love that chicken from Popeyes though.
Man, what? I'll deal with it every time.
Man, listen. Hey, they need to get to a point where you could order on DoorDash for pickup.
They'll never do
But see, that's the thing. Because so it's a spot up the street from my house called New York Grill. And they have where you could pick up on DoorDash. So if I'm coming from tennis late night or something, or just trying to get something after work, order that mug on, as I'm leaving the office.
Have it picked. Have it right there.
Pick it right on up, drive right home. So, but they customer service decent. Like they shit ain't trash. But but Popeyes though,
big trash.
Super trash.
Gotcha.
That's insane.
Gotcha. No, man. Hey, man, that was off the dome. What restaurant will you deal with for the food, but terrible customer service?
Yeah, man. And name a legendary rap song with no legendary rappers. Let us know.
Man, this is a crazy episode, man. It was gang. What up? What's happening?
What's happening?
I know, man. It's been a while, man. We actually kind of pushed this back for a few reasons. It was just kind of got away, but we got to talk about us, man. 5-year anniversary OS gang was.
Man, listen, five of them things. 5 of them things.
I know, man. 5 years in the game, man. It's been, it has its highs, it has its lows, has its ups, it has its downs. We sway from side to side with this thing, but yet we're still here. We're still scratching and surviving. I say good times, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
But Johnny, how do you feel, now that, we've been here, 5 years and 2 months technically.
Right.
But 5 years in this podcasting space, how do you feel about it?
Man, I'm still in awe and amazement that you and I have we created something literally from scratch, and we've been able to keep up and sustain and still enjoy doing this. For 5 years. Yeah. I don't know. This is probably one of my greatest accomplishments in life. Just being able to create something from scratch on our own and see it be sustainable like this. It feels great. It feels like this is shit. I feel like this is my first child. It's just something that we've cultivated, something that we've seen grow organically. Yeah. We put a lot of thought, a lot of time, a lot of money. We put a lot into this, and to see us still here for 5 years as consistently as we have been, it feels amazing, man. It feels amazing.
Yeah, it feels like, in 5 years we should probably have more than 144 episodes. We have more than that, recorded, but just in general, because we started out bi-weekly,
Mm-hmm.
we would take extended breaks, not extended breaks, but probably like a month break, like toward
At the
the
end,
holiday season
yeah.
and things like that. Then we went weekly, top of 2021. Things happened, you know, for me personally. 2021, we took a nice break in that point. We came back strong, and we've been doing weekly. Just the level of consistency, I would definitely always tip our hat to that.
Yep.
I think that we've grown a lot. It's a lot of episodes that I won't listen to an episode 2 weeks old. So definitely won't listen to an episode from 5 years ago. Oh, absolutely not.
Oh my God.
But I'm so proud of our growth. I'm proud of, like, because for one, we grew as men,
Yes.
on and off the mic.
Yes.
We learned how to do this thing to where we can be entertaining, thoughtful, thought-provoking,
Yep.
informative. We try to learn how to enunciate our words. Like, you know, we had to keep learning these things. But that's the thing. We're not a finished product right now, but I think we're the best versions of podcasters that me and you could be.
Yes. Yes.
We're not the same guys that started April 2017. Those guys are not. We're not even close to those guys.
Listen, man, it's it's interesting because, excuse me, being able to keep up with the podcast in the midst of, excuse me, in the midst of personal situations both you and I have had over the last 5 years, like Ralph said,
It just didn't start like for me last year. It's
Oh no,
been,
yeah, this has been an
something.
ongoing thing. If
It's
if it wasn't Ralph, you know, going through something, it was me going through something. And of course, all of this stuff is behind the scenes, but we potted through it. Now, if it's something too serious, of course, we'll take a break because this is not bigger than our mental health. You know, like if we need to, if there's a grieving process that needs to be had, if there's just like some time off that we need because we've been going so hard with the pod as well as things in our personal lives. Like if we need to take a break, we take that short break. But being able to still be here in 2022 is phenomenal, man.
Yeah, it's a blessing too, because like I think that, you know, sometimes we get caught up on. Maybe I'll speak for me on this part. We get caught up on numbers, interaction, those types of things. And sometimes those things always don't matter, because I look around and I know we have the respect, especially of our peers. Yeah. That matters a lot. Like, I think that probably matters just as much as people that actually tune into the show weekly. Right. And that aren't podcasters themselves. Like, we appreciate everybody that listens. I'm not putting one group above the other. Of course. But just to know that we have the respect of our listeners and we have the respect of those that do it as well, because sometimes you can be a pariah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can be a podcast pariah, because oftentimes it kind of felt like that for us at points, because we didn't necessarily talk about bullshit. We didn't necessarily involve ourselves in certain content, certain ways of presenting content. We weren't looking to, you know, just get clickbait and go viral. That wasn't our thing. Never was, and still isn't our thing.
And it's interesting you mentioned that, because, you know, off mic, sometimes we'll have the conversations about, you know, numbers and all that kind of stuff, and, you know, what direction we want to go. Yeah. But at least for me, whenever we do have those conversations, like somebody random that I never knew listening to the podcast will come up to me and say, "Oh man, I love what y'all doing. I especially love this particular episode." Or somebody hit me in the DM like, you know, responded to something we talked about and want to have a conversation about it. Like that type of stuff means the world to me, because me and Ralph, we you know, we sit here, we talk our shit weekly, and I love it. But the fact that people enjoy it and enjoyed it enough to want to talk back to us about it, and, you know, have a dialogue about the things that we talk about. Like, I love that so much. Like, I appreciate that so much, man. Yeah. It's dope.
Yeah, it's very dope, man. And then it's just, like, I think we've been through every emotion that comes to this 100%. Podcast. It's been times where we probably wanted to give up. We probably just didn't tell each other this, but it's probably moments like, man, you know what, bro? Like, it ain't worth it, bro. It ain't worth it, bro. Like, but I think it's brought so much joy to us because we put so much into it. And then that kind of gets to the enunciate thing, right? That's why when you do get a negative comment, it, depending on who you are, sometimes that does pierce you, because we're still human. Like, we ain't, you know, we're like, we see how they respond to negativity at the top of said game.
Right.
So imagine what it does to us down here.
Right. I mean, listen, Ralph and I oversaturated. We're still on the ground level of podcasting.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
still working our way up. So when we get bad reviews, I mean, we've had bad reviews before, and every time we talk about them, we have our words. But like one of the most recent ones, it pierced a little more. We had to sit and really reflect, and it's like I was telling Ralph, it's like, look, this type of stuff comes with the territory. Like not everybody that listens is going to enjoy it, and that's something that I know I've had to tell myself consistently.
Yeah.
Especially when we had our versus talk with
Bone.
Bone.
I forgot. I had to put that in the back of my mind. I was like, yeah, man, we had class of '94 crazy.
Man, they probably still going stupid on them right now. That's to date. That's our highest rated, highest viewed video on YouTube,
and there's not even a lot of views. That's the crazy thing about it. It's our highest view, respectfully, for us. You know
for us, yeah.
But it might be what 2K if that.
It's probably at 2K now, which is insane. But that also goes to show you people really respond to quote unquote strong opinions, controversy, all that kind of stuff. Like and that shit wasn't even controversial. It wasn't. So
I just thought that
people just like to hate. Like that's really what it boils down to.
Yeah, and then I could be pinned as a hater in that space too. So, but I mean, no, like we come here to talk shit, and that comes with the territory. Mm-hmm. You can't have these strong opinions and then not expect that to come back to you. Right. Kind of like when I said those things about Kevin Samuels. You can't be bathed in controversy, and then when you leave, you know what I'm saying? Yep. Like it can't work. It can't work that way. That's so nice. To liken it to us. You know, we come here, we talk our shit about music, movies, pop culture, and everything in between. Yep. So when we get to that bag, especially about something that we're passionate about, especially when it comes to like music and definitely like, let's just say Marvel content, right? You know, we can get a little strong with that.
and that's us though.
That's us. Exactly. So I don't do anything but just like I kind of tip my hat to us when it comes to just the work that we put in. Navigating every emotion when it comes to podcasting. Am I not doing it right? Am I even good enough to do this? Are we wasting our time? Like those things. But we haven't gave up on each other, and then we haven't given up on the listenership that we do have. Right. And we appreciate everybody. So
right, man. Yeah, I love and appreciate everybody that has ever listened to Oversaturated. Yeah. If you only listen to one episode, if you listen to all episodes, if you only listen to our special episodes, if you only listen to interviews, like the Marvel whatever it is you come to us for, like just thank you.
Right.
5 years, man.
Right. And the other thing is, like, we think that just because people know you, they talk to you daily or weekly or monthly or whatever, they tap into those passion projects. No.
Man, we learned that early.
I learned that early, but I'm still learning, right? Because it could be, right, I could have the same debate with somebody outside of this about something that me and you talked about. And I was like, hey, I did this on the podcast. And I'll tell them. But they're like, oh, okay, that's what's up. Like,
right.
Like, okay, but this, but no, it's funny because like I just want people to know that I'm proud about the work that me and you put in here. Like I'm proud of that. Yes. So I talk shit about music all day. I can talk shit about Marvel stuff or DC, whatever. All day. Yes. But I really talk it here. You'll never catch a Facebook status here. I haven't been on Twitter probably in maybe 2 months.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
You go catch it here.
Oh yeah. This is where you come for the shits.
This is where you come for it. Yeah, like that's why I'll never give it away for free on Facebook.
Yes.
That's why you'll never see me do a status on Facebook because it's here. Yes. Every joke, every paragraph about a passion, like about Kevin Samuels or what's going on in the real world is here for me.
Right here.
I'm not typing it out.
That's right.
Especially if I got a podcast.
Right.
Now, if I just wanted to type out essays, I'll do that.
Right. Right.
But I don't feel like I have to.
Oh, man.
I'm serious.
Oh, man. So let me ask you, outside of our personal growth as men, what has been like your biggest, I guess, takeaway from us podcasting? Like what's been the best thing you've seen us grow from in podcasting?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It always goes back to our dedication to it. Like I'm so proud of the fact that we didn't give up on this, because I know for sure you would have been like, you know what, bro? Like, look, and as your friend first,
Yes,
I would have completely understood.
Always.
So, and then me, bro, my butt. Like, I had more than enough reason to be like, you know what, bro, I'm straight.
So seriously,
I think I applaud the dedication, because no matter what, me and you said, this right here, we're gonna, put everything into it. And if it doesn't take off in the way that we envision it, that's fine.
Yep.
We know we put everything into it.
Yep.
So there's nothing left unturned.
Yep.
So I think that's what I can applaud about us. Like the biggest takeaway, like the hard work and dedication that it is, because people don't realize the work that goes in this. They think like, I just talk shit with you for an hour because I want to. Yeah, I do. I do. Yeah, but
it's like,
okay.
It's
after 3 weeks of it, you be like, hey, like I got something to do on Sunday. I got something to do on Sunday at 3 too. Nothing. Like I want to sit in the house and do nothing.
Yes.
But yet, I feel that is a bigger something that we can contribute to, and I think that's what OS is. So we stay here.
No, big facts, and I'm gonna add to that, like us being able to adapt, just in the wake of anything, like early on, having Ralph and I started OS cold turkey. Like we had no knowledge about
nothing,
engineering, editing, none of that. So everything we do, we've learned on the fly, right?
Yeah.
Trying out different studios in St. Louis. Maybe one worked and was too expensive, and maybe one was not was reasonably priced, but it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
To the fact that we recorded in actually quite a few rooms in my house. We recorded in my living room at one point, like the smallest bedroom. Our very first few episodes was in the dining room. Hella echoes on one mic.
I heard plates.
Man, what? Dish man, what? To the fact now we have OS Studios in my basement. So
OS Studios.
That's what I'm saying. So like us being able to adapt, and also with the whole pandemic thing, we could have just said, because of course everyone knows everything was shut down.
Yeah.
So, and we didn't want to risk, either of us catching COVID or passing it or anything like that. So we could have just said, you know what, we can just stop this now. But no, Zoom every week, baby, on Zoom, kicking it.
And to kind of go into what you're saying, maybe I don't know if I'm leading too far, but I think that we're probably one of the only people left of that initial podcast group that we were cool with when we first started. We're the only ones left. And I'm not saying that we're better because we stuck to it, but we stuck to it. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
That's all I'm saying, because like when I look around, people don't do the podcast anymore. They pivoted to other things, or they might do another podcast, or it's just it's not the same anymore.
Right.
Right. And I'm so proud of us when it comes to that, because I look around, it may be 2 left. I'm talking about outside of us.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Geek Set.
Yeah, shout out to Geek Set. I think Views started a year after us, and look like I look at those brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Love what they doing. It's
slim out here.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Bars and Shots. I ain't heard from y'all in a few weeks. What up?
Yeah, right. But see, that speaks to another point. We've seen, of course, we had the podcast class that we started with.
Yeah.
But even in between then and now, we've seen other podcasts start up and maybe not continue after a year, a few months, something like that. So I don't think a lot of people understand the amount of work and dedication it takes to actually run a podcast.
That and how,
especially independently.
Yeah, and how cliquey it can be too. I looked around and people only did it because their friends would listen, and obviously I have friends that listen to this show. Shout out to those that tap in.
Yep.
But I have a whole group of friends that probably never pressed play before, and that's fine too.
Yeah.
That doesn't change our friendship.
Right.
But I don't make a show for my friends. I make a show for everybody to listen to. And if my friends happen to listen, that's what's up.
Dope, yeah.
I'm pretty sure, you know, if you name one well-known podcaster, just because they are, you know, their friends don't have to listen to them. Hell, you're my friend, I'll talk to you.
Right.
So I get the other side too. Like, you're my damn friend, I talk to you. Like, I ain't gotta listen to you talk for an hour.
Right. I mean, facts. That's facts. That's funny. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy. Like, I appreciate you for taking this journey with me. Like, for real. Like, again, this literally started like just a random text. Like, hey, let's do a podcast.
Random text. A month later, we up.
Yeah,
that's pretty much how it works.
For real though, and been learning on the fly ever since.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. We are not we're refined. We're not refined. We're refined now, but I think that we're still learning. Like I call myself Segway, whatever, you know, whatever. But I have to figure that out. Yeah. But that's why I can talk my shit about it.
Right. Exactly.
Because I had to figure it out. I just don't listen to podcasts. I study them. Like, I study segues. I study how people enunciate. I study how people, like, you know, present content. I study how you may have an on-air persona, but you're still yourself at the end of the day. Yeah. I might be Ralph to y'all, and that's great. But I can articulate my points a whole different way off this podcast.
Yes, sir.
That is a talent, a gift, and that's something that you have to always work on. You can't just get on the mic and talk. That's why people get in trouble.
Right.
That's why people be out here just saying, like, okay, you want to talk about this? All right, cool, let's talk. Yeah. But if you want to be unfiltered about it, okay, there's an unfiltered response that will definitely come to you.
Exactly. And I think that's another thing that you and I have kind of grown into. Like, there were certain topics when we first started out that we wouldn't even think about touching.
Absolutely not.
At all. But I think the type of individuals we are and the type of podcasters we've grown into, I think we found a way to tackle certain topics a certain way without necessarily offending people, and also making it thought-provoking for other people to listen to as well. Yeah. So, yeah, man, it's not easy. It's not easy, y'all. It's not easy. It's really not.
Shout out to those people that think that it is. You know, like I just challenge you to try it. You know, keep going. Never give up on yourself, because at the moment that somebody says something to you that you, like, I'm telling you, this is how you know you built for it. Somebody disagrees with you and you're like, and then you stop doing it.
Get right.
On the minute somebody says your podcast isn't good, you stop doing it. Like,
you letting one individual stop you from doing what you wanted to do.
Listen,
that's crazy.
It's crazy. And if you think that you're built for it, think about what those people at the top go through. Like, because we, like OS, we think that the world of us, and I don't say that in a cocky, arrogant, full, you know, like just full of yourself type of way. I mean that why couldn't OS be among the elite when it comes to hip hop journalism? Like, when I'm talking about B Dot and Elliott, Joe Budden, Nori, like whoever else is up there, right? Yep. I think the world of those platforms, because you know, some of them had a leg up, you know. So, you're just a rap, but we seen Joe Budden at least grow from what he did.
Big facts.
So at least in that regard, it's just like, look at it. That could be us. Just don't give up on it.
Right. That reminds me, and I don't know if this is a true story or not, but there was an individual that was like creating a soda, and he tried 1-Up through 6-Up, and then gave up at 6-Up, and then the next person came and patented 7-Up, and now 7-Up is here. But if that's true or false,
you know what that sounds like to me.
What does that like?
You know how they put fake quotes on like celebrities on the internet. Like it'd be like Bernie Mac, and then it'd be like, boy, you know that woman went with you when you went shooting in the gym. Like, wait, Bernie Mac never said that. Bernie never said that. And I be wanting to tell people that when they be posting that goofy shit. I'm like, I can guarantee. He or she never said that.
Oh, of course. But with that, I think the pages that post that type of stuff, I think, are like bots.
But no, it don't matter. We repost it. It don't matter. Like, people don't use. I don't think people be thinking. Like, I was like, hey man,
That's not right.
Like
That's not right.
That's not right.
It's
I know
not.
he didn't say this. I know that for sure. Like how does Tupac have a new quote every other day? Like I know he wrote poetry and he has like 80 albums, but listen, I know you didn't pull that from any of that.
He used to sleep in the booth.
Man, I guess, man. I guess, man. That is wild, man. But that's OS, man. OS podcast in a nutshell, man. 5 years in the game, man.
5 of them things, man. But again, round of applause for us, man. Again, we appreciate anybody that has ever listened to even a minute of our podcast. Like we appreciate y'all so much, and
really
here's
do.
to how many of them more.
Woo,
how many of them more?
We gonna see, baby. Hey, man, but OS gang, if you still here, man, if you flew through that little walk through the 5 years with us, let's get to these current events, these current topics. We hate to start here, but we have to. Our hearts are heavy here and across the nation with the recent school shooting in Texas. I believe it's up to 21 dead.
Yes.
A teacher, one parent, and 19 children. Obviously, one of the deadliest mass shootings this year. I'm not sure if all time. I really don't want to get into those numbers.
Yeah, definitely not.
But it's a lot that's going into this. But Johnny, just what is your initial thought about this?
It's unfortunate that it's getting to the point where, at least I'm gonna speak for myself here. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. It's getting to the point where when these types of situations happen, it's like, oh damn, another one. Mm-hmm. And I see the headlines, I see the news clippings, I see the Twitter postings.
Yeah.
I'm sad that it's happening, but it's crazy that it's so common that I just go right back to what I'm doing. Like that's insane that is so common that I see it and then just go right back to what I'm doing. Like there are families being affected by this.
Yeah.
And it's become, the whole situation is nasty itself, but the days after, as more details came out about this situation, it continued to get more nasty. Like it's just crazy, man.
I don't know, man. You think about everything that the media has reported on this. The shooter who took himself, which I hate about these situations. Usually, like I wouldn't say 9 times out of 10, but a good time out of 10. Let's just say 7. Mm-hmm. The killer takes himself.
Yeah,
like which is quite unfortunate. If you wanted to go that route, my boy, you could have just did that
without
my boy.
any other casualties.
And then it's like they look for reasons to justify it when maybe there's not a black, it's not a black shooter, right? Mm-hmm. White is more of a mental health thing. Like even they're trying to use that in this, and I believe he used I'm not going to say Mexican, but just Hispanic descent.
There you go.
That's what we're going to go with, right? 18 years old, he was bullied. Okay, what does that got to do with a school full of kids? Like what does that have? Like, and okay, I'm trying to think about how to phrase this, right? And I'm not justifying what happened in Columbine, but in Columbine, right? They went to shoot up the high school. Mm-hmm. I'm not justifying it, and I'm not saying that it's right, but they went after the bullies per se, right? I'm not saying it's right, but I can see the thought process in that. Right. I can't get behind a thought process of going to shoot it up any school, but children, like 4th, 5th, what was it, 3rd, 4th grade or something like that. That's nasty.
And the craziest part about that, some of the students from the high school spoke out and said he wasn't bullied. He tried to be the bully and nobody took him serious. Now, again, I don't know how true that is.
Right, we don't know, because it's like refuting details. Things just keep coming out, so it's hard to take what is law. I mean, like technically, what is law? Yep. Like what is the hard concrete fact to run with? So at first I was kind of like you. I was just like, oh, another one. Like, all right, let me go back to what I'm doing. And then you hear the bigger number. Like you start seeing the numbers, and then you start seeing the parents. You start seeing the faces of these babies. It definitely tugs at your emotional heartstring. I don't, like, me and Johnny don't have children, but we do have nieces and nephews. Yeah. So they go to school. Yep. I hope that we never get a call. Like, imagine, sitting in that.
I couldn't.
I lose it.
Imagine.
I lose it.
And the fact that Like while this was happening, while the shooter was active in the elementary school, there were several police officers keeping parents from going inside of the school. First of all, the police officers themselves, some of the police officers had children in the school. They went in and got their children.
Yeah.
But the other police officers were holding the other parents back from going into the school to get their children. And some of those children ended up dying. Like, why are the police officers, first of all, not going in to stop the shooter? Second of all, why are they holding the parents back from going to get their own children? Like, I don't understand the thought process or the logic in this whole situation.
To protect and serve. Like I don't know what's up with that mantra these days. If the police aren't going to apprehend an active shooter, like literally in a school building, and we haven't even talked about Buffalo because we tried to skate around. We did. In respect to the people that probably love to hear that type of commentary from us. Whew.
Listen, man.
That is all the way different because that was racially motivated.
Literally.
No ifs, no ands, no buts. He went out and said, I'm killing black people today. And that's what he accomplished, unfortunately. And he was taken
into custody rather mildly, might I add.
That happens all the time, though.
Like that's insane. But that's a deeper
conversation.
Issue.
Yeah, different issue. But it's still mass shootings happening across the United States, and probably one of the worst economic. You can say this is a pandemic.
Right. For real.
Gas is $7 in California, and it's not too far fetched to believe that it won't happen here by the end of the summer.
Like the news or whoever is predicting that the national average of gas is supposed to hit $6 by the end of the summer. The national average. That's nuts. Gas is $7.50 in California right now. The national, the federal minimum wage is $7.50. You mean to tell me people in California making minimum wage have to work 1 hour to afford a gallon of gas? Like that's nuts.
I don't man, and that's why it's kind of getting off subject, but it's still staying in this realm, right? That's why I never really get too hype about symbolic wins in certain elections and stuff like that. Salute to the new attorney. Say it with me. Supreme Court Justice.
Oh, got you. What's my lady's name?
I forgot how to pronounce her first name, but the last name is definitely Brown.
Okay.
So I just see that. I see it. I'm like, oh, that's a very symbolic win, and that looks great. But when do we get legislature that helps people down here? Like I'm really kind of turned off by it now. Like I'm really numb to that too. Mm-hmm. Like I see people reposting like, oh yeah, we got another one in there. I was like, well, shit.
Do it matter?
Do it matter? Because clearly, if I take my black ass to the grocery store, I might get shot. Clearly, if I drop my children off at school, they can possibly be shot, and nothing will change.
Not a thing.
Nothing will change.
But we did it, Joe.
Exactly. All of that, right? So I even admit that I was wrong just thinking about that. But hell, it is what it is at this point.
For real.
So I don't necessarily. I mean, maybe you can say we have buyer's remorse with that, but I just, bro, I'm good. Like I need somebody to really show and really do.
Nah, I agree. Same. Excuse me. It's like for this school shooting that happened. It's so many different angles you can look at this, but for me personally, I feel like this is a gun control thing. Like
it's always a gun control thing.
this individual was able to go buy 2 AR-15s. The father of this individual was interviewed. He said he didn't even know the son went and bought them, and he's still in high school. Like why? It's just insane, and we still won't get any type of gun control law written or put into place. Yeah. The NRA, so this happened in Texas, right? The NRA had a national convention or some shit like the very next day or the day after. Yeah. They said no guns allowed. How you say no guns allowed at an NRA convention?
Well, this is the thing, right? They will push open carry laws through, but they won't push like stricter, like gun like purchasing processes and things of
Right.
that nature. But you'll push like it's going to be the wild wild west out here. Like people can really just carry guns in grocery stores now. Like it's what up. Like,
and for what? Like
mean-
my thing is, if you want, I really don't think anybody should have a gun, to be honest. Because for what? But if you wanna own a gun, all right, fine.
Mm-hmm.
But what is the purpose in carrying the gun with you to go to the grocery store, to go to the mall, to go to a concert? Like
Hey,
what?
man,
I don't get it.
People got shot in malls. Like that's why I don't really go to malls too much anymore. People fight and get shot in the malls now.
Crazy.
And I'm talking about locally.
Oh yeah.
It's not even like they happen over here. No, it's happening locally.
Man,
but
what?
just to kind of think about like the Second Amendment, because that's what people like to hang their hat on when you talk about restricting gun laws. It's my Second Amendment right. They wrote that when.
Fucking
right.
1800.
Yeah, the reason why it probably was more beneficial for more Americans to have guns because we weren't really free from Britain all the way like that.
Right.
So just in case the British came back over here, you better have
Right,
something, my
you better
boy.
be strapped, my guy.
You better be strapped, my
Muskets
boy.
on deck.
But I'm
Muskets
pretty
on
sure. I'm pretty sure those white powdered wig wearing dudes did not think it was gonna be like this.
With
Like,
the
you know
with the
what I'm saying?
pantaloons.
I'm just saying you have to add context to these things. Like, come on, man. I'm not stupid, and I'm not saying that I wouldn't want to have a gun either, just for protection. But I ain't trying to have it.
Fam, I'm not
I'm not trying to be strapped at the gym, my boy.
right. Oh, my
That's
God.
me though.
But see,
That's me.
it's interesting that they want to. It's interesting that they don't want to update laws to go with today's time. Like it's like they always do shit in hindsight with the whole like crypto shit. Now they want to regulate all the crypto instead of
'cause
trying to regulate it beforehand.
So many people got money now.
What-
That's the thing. That's the other thing. But I'm
No. I mean,
Finish your
and
food,
no,
my
and
bad.
that makes sense. But they don't want to stop a bunch of people from dying.
yeah.
Like I do not understand.
There's so much going on in this crazy
Do not
land, the
understand.
United States, and I don't know. Prayers, thoughts, all that shit can go out the window right
Oh,
now.
look,
Like,
I was shoving to say, I'm thought and prayed out. Like I don't know, I'm good.
And I mean, tell those parents down in Texas thoughts and prayers. Tell those families up in Buffalo, New York. That's one of our mothers, aunts, and grandparents at the grocery store, just going to get. Girl, it don't matter. I'm just outside.
Man.
Why do I have to get shot? But nothing will change. It feels like, and I'm almost defeated when it comes to these conversations.
And honestly, that's where I am too. Which is why I led this off by saying that it's wild that these types of situations continue to happen. But when I see the headline, I see the breaking news line. It's like damn, and then I go right back to my computer and start typing.
Yeah,
because
pretty much.
It's too common. It happens too often, and nothing is ever going to be done about it.
Nothing.
Literally nothing. Like that's crazy. Columbine happened in the 90s. 99. This is 20 something years later. This shit is still happening. Still happening. So what am I supposed to do? All I can do is make sure that my people are good. Like, when you go to the store, just let me know where you are. If I don't hear from you, then I know where, I can retrace your steps, things like that. And I can only hope that other people do the same thing with their family and friends.
Yeah.
But it's crazy that I got to do that. But that's the type of world, that's the type of country we live in.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate.
It's wild, man.
I know, man. It's just this is frustrating because you think that love will conquer all, man. But let's talk about this Thor Love and Nasty. Nasty.
I saw what you did, but ooh,
Nasty.
ooh. I mean, it's like what's right below nasty?
I don't know. Disgusting.
Degrading?
I don't know. I'll say disgusting.
Disgusting.
Anybody that listens to OS appreciates our brand of
Man,
humor.
listen.
But we got to lighten this mood up, so we got to go straight to something else. But the
Damn.
Thor Love and Thunder trailer, a full trailer, has been released. We got first images of Gore the God Butcher with Christian Bale playing it. Johnny, what do you think about the new hero that we're probably going to see we're going to see in Thor Love and Thunder?
So, just off the bat, I already think this movie gonna be better than Doctor Strange. So I'm gonna throw that out there.
Yeah.
Listen, all Thor and all that stuff aside, Gore the God Butcher. I think Christian Bale looks great. Like I feel like this is going to be one of those villains that you be like, oh no, this is fire. Like this is great.
I already finish your bars and then we'll talk.
And honestly, that's really all I got for you.
Okay.
It's like, so we finally get the reveal of the villain of this movie, and not necessarily sure, how we get his backstory, but we see Zeus, we see the congregation of all the gods, probably within the MCU. I don't know if that's like a flashback to where Gore was killing gods back in the day, or if that was current. Yeah. Either way, I hope we get both types of context. Like I'm thoroughly happy for this movie.
Yeah, me too. Like when I saw it, I was like, oh well. We were kind of hyped for the teaser trailer. Yeah. And then now we get a full length trailer and we're like, oh, okay. We see what's going on. And now we get a full glimpse of Christian Bale playing this villain. So I'm like, okay, I see what they're doing with the villain. I'm not saying that is a played out, thing, but most villains kind of have those same delusions of like, this is what happened, and you guys aren't worthy of said, spot. So I think that's just a theme amongst villains.
Villain origin story.
Villain origin story. So that's pretty much, I think, the part of what he's going to bring. Now we just got to see what the actor does with the villain. That's all. Exactly. But it's all the same stuff. So, but I enjoy it. Like, that's all I'm saying. I enjoy it. I just see it coming. I'm like,
right.
That's all it is. I'm like,
Listen, man. I can't wait to see if Gore has like an evolution in the way he looks, because I think in the comics he has like tentacles or something coming out of his head. I don't think we saw that in the trailer. So I wonder if we get, I guess the locked up or whatever version of him in the beginning, and then he gets out, and as he maybe kills more gods, he gets stronger or something like that. So I'm excited.
July 8th, man. I'm with it. I'm with all things. And we have to go see it the weekend, because it's like the weekend it comes out, because we live on our YouTube pages where it's 50 breakdown blogs, and did you see this?
The thumbnail with the magnifying glass or some shit in the background. Like, listen, bro, I am never in my life going to see an MCU movie in the second week ever again. I can't.
If you can help it, I
cannot do it.
I know, but no. I mean, it looks good. We talked about this last week. We just need a strong Marvel movie for Phase 4.
Yeah,
we need a strong Marvel.
That's not Spider-Man.
Like we say, Spider-Man sells itself. So it's like you really. I think we always had to take Spider-Man off and put him over here.
Yeah,
but
outside of Spider-Man right now, what do you think the best movie out of Phase 4 is so far?
Maybe Shang-Chi.
Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah. And that. Thinking it over, I'm like, it's like. I guess Shang. And it was like, it wasn't even like a definitive. I was just like, I guess.
Oh no, it's definitive for me.
Oh okay.
Yeah, because Black Widow, Eternal. See, we forgot about that. We was talking.
Yeah, we talked about that. Then we forgot all about
Eternals. Doctor Strange.
Oh no, you're right.
Am I missing one?
No. You're right. So if you had to rank them, now we all off.
Yeah,
the
right.
place,
Now
right?
we're here.
So Spider-Man, Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange, Eternals, Black Widow.
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Eternals can go to the bottom.
I low key might. Just thinking back, I low key might put Eternals above Doctor Strange. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That may be a little bit of recency too with me.
Hey, man. I remember not being fulfilled after I left Doctor Strange, but I do remember being fulfilled when I left Eternals. Like I wouldn't say Eternals was a superb or great movie, but it was definitely good. Like I would rewatch it, and it introduced a whole new side of the MCU that I was intrigued by. Like I thought it was dope. So I might put Eternals above. Black Widow definitely last though.
Oh,
that's big facts.
Big facts.
That's big facts. Okay, are there any other takeaways from the Thor trailer? Yeah.
I mean, I think it keeps the same brand. I think it keeps the same energy that Ragnarok brought to
I see that.
The character. I mean, it's the same. Obviously, it's the same director, the same writers. So you bring all that back, introduce a new element of Thor actually having a legit love interest, And then somewhat we've already been established with. We don't know what they're gonna do with Valkyrie's character, and I love Tessa Thompson. She is fucking gorgeous.
Man, what?
And then and then now you got a big bad, which I respect Christian Bale as an actor, and I always said he's a better crazy than he is a hero. So you give me a crazy Christian Bale? Oh, it's lit.
You definitely said that.
So
definitely.
I think this has the makings of a good MCU film, like a good to great.
Word.
Like I'll jump out there and say good to great.
I'm not mad at that. For me, two things. One, I hope Korg has
more lines.
Man, what?
Okay.
I love Korg. Second, in the trailer, actually in the last couple trailers, there was a clip where Jane Foster's Thor and Valkyrie were sitting next to each other, but right in front of them was the Black Panther goddess Bast. So I'm wondering, or I'm hoping that Bast has some type of role in this movie that maybe somehow leads into Black Panther, because Black Panther is the next MCU movie this year.
We're gonna have to.
So maybe I hope she has some lines or something. I hope something comes of this.
Well, like you said about, kind of getting off into Moon Knight and Thor should kind of be in the same space.
I'm hoping.
In the same space. It might be a little crossover there. Then you'll get to Black Panther where you'll get a full-blown,
Yeah. I'm hoping.
Okay.
Fingers crossed.
Amen.
Fingers crossed. So Thor Love and Thunder, July, what'd you say, 8th? July 8th. So yeah, I already got my my Thor t-shirt in my Amazon cart.
Hey, that's what's up, man.
I don't know if you noticed, but I'm starting this thing now. So when I go see these movies, I'm wearing a shirt, taking a picture with the cardboard cutout and all that.
Yeah, no, that's what's up.
Yeah, I'm trying to do like a reel or something. I'm trying to get on my real shit. Like, oh, that's a double entendre.
I like that. Speaking of double entendres, man, let's just get to this versus reaction, man. We probably won't be here too long, but we had to show some respect to actually a kind of an overdue versus.
Yeah,
like the people have been championing this versus, like been wanting it, like it's been kind of thrown out there, that especially in the Twitter sphere. I'll say that when it came to like, let's get the Southern rap legends on the stage, UGK versus 8 Ball and MJG. Johnny, did you tap in a little, or?
I may have watched maybe the first 15 minutes. So like I said, my sister and my nephew here over the weekend. Playing with my nephew. My mom got me doing stuff around the house, so I had my AirPod in trying to listen to it at least while I'm moving around, but I couldn't focus, so I just turned it off. I was sad because when I went back to Twitter, I saw people talking about the cameos that came out, and my guy Twister came out. I was like, oh man.
See, look, man, like, and that's the other thing, right? I think that like we often talk about how the South runs hip hop and blah 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 blah. Well, it started with these two groups, obviously Ghetto Boys and other. You can throw others into the mix, but what UGK did for the Texas area and what 8 Ball and MJG did for Memphis and South Mount or whatever. I forget. I think they're from Memphis, but long story short, they put on in a different way. And then, like we always talk about, the South has bigger, land space to cover. So Bun B can be king forever.
Right.
Like Bun B is a king, but literally just I go back home. I go to Mississippi real quick, Louisiana, go down here, go to Florida real quick, go to Georgia, go to Carolinas. I'm good, baby.
I'm good.
He come here, he be straight. Like so with that being said, it was just good. Like I didn't tap into the whole thing, so I won't get into like everything. But like those last 40 minutes, I was like, oh yeah. And I thought that, obviously, Pimp C not being there was more of a love affair with each group. And I think it's still, it's obviously respect. It was like, it wasn't like any animosity.
Yeah.
We're not going that route. But just, it was a lot of, even Bun B said it was hard doing some of these songs without his partner, friend there. So, and Pimp C's been gone for a minute, but still, he never leaves you. And then his daughter came up at the end, 8 Ball and MJG. Like, I mean, they did their thing from what I saw. Also, I seen 2 Chainz come out. They brought out Big Boy. They did International Players Anthem.
I was going to ask
And
that.
the thing with that, now the crowd, I really wasn't really too big on the crowd. Now, they were in Atlanta, neutral site for both. But it seemed like it was more the bougie Atlanta. Like the
you know what I noticed? I think there have been maybe 2 or 3 verses in Atlanta. And I think every time the crowd has been trash.
Yeah, like I think it's the transplants. Like, it's the people that are very casual fans of those groups. Like, say, like, if you came here to hear UGK do International Players Anthem, even though it is a certified slapper, it's their biggest song ever.
Yeah.
You're not a real fan.
Right.
Like,
No,
that's what you
facts.
came here?
That's
Like,
facts.
you hear that every brunch. Why the fuck you gotta hear it now? I'm being fair.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like these catalogs are very, very extensive.
And you know the crazy part about that? Those type of people that like that song probably never get past Andre verse. Like, they probably don't even know Big Boy got a verse on there.
Big Boy or Bun B, because who's the verses we talk about all the time? 3 Stacks and Pimp.
That's right.
And Pimp, rest in peace, no longer with us. The 3 Stacks won't coming nowhere near this. So all you got was the 2 verses that you don't hear. The 2 verses that nobody plays. Respectfully. Because you know I fucks with it. Respectfully.
It's so funny.
I'm just saying.
I hate the
I'm just saying,
bro.
but if UGK was here, like now I can really get into a bag, right? I mean, not UGK. If Pimp C was still alive, because 8 Ball doesn't have the solo catalog, and he's clearly the star of the duo when it comes to MJG. But Bun and Pimp, they got songs on their own. They got features on their own.
Yes, sir.
Then, like I said, they was on. I mean, they was on Big Pimpin' with Jay. They performed that, like that stuff, like that. Like, Bun had a solo run that was so crazy and it was so underrated because he's Bun B, and this was like in the ringtone rap era. So you probably overlooked those Trill albums, but those are very solid projects.
Did he do? So everybody did like their solo joints too.
Well,
some solo joints.
From what I saw, yeah. Like I know they ended the song. Like they ended with Bun B doing. It was a Jodeci flip. I forgot the name of the song, but it's on Trill.
Okay.
Because I remember having that album in undergrad.
Got you.
So it was it had 8 Ball and stuff on there. So you know they cross collab and stuff like that. But it was just a beautiful moment for the South. Yeah. So the South may have lost the Civil War, but they went in and rap. So
damn,
they said
had to win some.
Hey man, look, they said the South will rise again. They just didn't know it would happen like this.
Gotta love black people, right?
I'm just saying, man. Like it was a beautiful thing, man. The South won, and like that's just probably that's where my bias comes out because I've always like my OGs put me on that, so that's what I listen to. Like you know what I'm saying, or like what's like my introduction to rap in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So.
Got you. That's what's up. Vert, it might be over for Verse. I think we said this, but
we've been said. I mean, because this had no production. It was like 2 days. It was like, oh, here is something y'all been asking for, but it's 2 days.
They literally said something about that. I think Tuesday that week. Like, wait, this is in 2 days,
and that's why I couldn't. Like, I forgot that it was going on. Like, I would have properly planned for it. And then imagine if you was in Atlanta, I would have loved to pull up.
Man,
to that.
what? That's insane.
That's crazy.
That's insane. And I don't even remember because a couple months ago they put out a schedule.
Yeah, and they don't really fly to that schedule. That schedule is only to build, and I guess
some sort of hype or momentum or something.
Now, aren't they having one for Memorial Day, or was this the Memorial Day one?
I don't even know.
Because I just know that this one was better than Onyx and the Cypress Hill.
You sure? Did you watch it?
Nah, I didn't have to watch. That could be the bias speaking. I know.
Oh man, you ain't want to see them perform Slam? All right, never mind. So yeah,
right, exactly.
We
that's all. Like
I tried.
I know, man.
I tried.
That's all we got. But man, let's try this here. We always get into these debates about catalog sales, and then another A-list artist has definitely sold his entire catalog. Justin Timberlake has come out with the headline of selling his entire catalog for $100 million. Johnny, what do you think about Justin Timberlake selling it?
I initially saw this and was like, "That's it? Only $100 million?" I feel like I don't know. I feel like it should be more. So then I thought to myself, did he only sell a certain percentage? Like, does he still own a percentage? And from the article, I saw an article somewhere and it didn't say if he sold a percentage. It just said an entire song catalog, and I think that includes songs that he's written and performed as well. So, I mean, listen, $100 million is a lot of money. So, I mean, I get it, but for artists like Justin Timberlake, especially with the type of solo career that he had and the albums that he put out, I don't know. I just feel like maybe that's not enough.
I'll say this: sell high, baby. Like
Right.
I mean, I'm just saying, how much more? Like, okay, look, well, I'll give you a rebuttal. Well, how much do you think it's worth then? If you feel like 100 is not enough,
I mean, let me think. Even with what, let's say, Future Sex Love Sounds and the 2020 Experience Disc 1.
mm-hmm. This one,
This
I know
gotta specify.
No,
I'm 250 maybe, and then add in Justified. Now I don't know what Man in the Woods did. I don't know about that.
You gotta think about like Can't Stop the Feeling and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Those types of songs.
I'm loving it. Well, I don't think he wrote that.
But
Pusha T wrote that.
But still, 100. Like I get what you're saying, but
Listen,
but that may have been the best, like maybe the best offer, and who knows if he was even looking to sell. Maybe they came to him.
Yeah.
But I hear what you're saying.
100 M's.
100 M's.
Hey, listen. First of all, I'm clearly not. I'm not mad at him for getting 100 million.
But this is just starting a trend amongst those type of artists, because you've seen everybody from like Tina Turner to Justin Timberlake. We talked about Dream selling half of his catalog, and like Wayne sold he sold part of Young Money catalog. It was crazy. So if you go get a payday, go get it.
Why not?
Like it's like this, and then they're paying you for the music that you already made,
right?
And probably maximize the most off of it anyway. Like how much more money would he have made off of Future Sex Love Sounds, right?
No, I got you. I see what you're saying.
That's what I would think, because is Sexy Back gonna be in a commercial now? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what? Just you want to buy it for 100?
And it also could be the company that came in and purchased the catalog. Mm-hmm. Maybe they have the resources to do way more than what Justin Timberlake did with that catalog. You know, so 100 M's to Justin Timberlake is a lot of money.
Listen, they never pay you for what you're getting ready to do. They pay you for what you did.
Yeah.
So they paying him for what he did. Mm-hmm. Like, he can still probably make a tour and get his money if he needs to. You know what I'm saying? If it comes down to that. I'm just a mil. Like I get what you're saying though. It's like 100 mil. I feel like you could have got more, but then again.
But you bring up a good point, right? Mm-hmm. So let's say in another year or two he puts out a new album, fire album, whatever. He goes on tour. Mm-hmm. Does that mean he can't perform his old joints?
No, I don't think it works in that way, because like artists still go out and perform, because I'm thinking like it's more so from the royalties standpoint. Like when you get to that point where like points on albums and stuff like that, I think that's the tricky part. But like performing, I think you're good.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you're good, because I think I'm trying to use the Taylor Swift the thing that I know a little bit about Taylor, because you know she's back re-recording her old music.
Right, I heard.
But I don't think that stops her from going to perform it. Got you.
Okay, just curious. Listen, again, I am not mad at him getting his money. I don't know. In my brain when I read it, I was like, 100 million is a lot, but I don't know. It just didn't seem like enough.
Because he's Justin Timberlake. Yeah. But then again, you're getting paid for what you did, not where you are now. But
I get it. I
don't know. And then who's to say he may not even make another album?
Even if he didn't, he's good. Like, he's good now. Mm-hmm. We don't know what he was making before he sold the catalog. I'm sure he was still making, some decent songs here and there, but he wasn't making no 100 million. Nah. So,
and then now we get into the streaming and all that. Look, if I can get this money for this past catalog, even though I probably got 2 albums in the tuck, let me get this money up front here though.
Or it could be, you know what? Maybe he didn't really have the money or the backing he wanted to make new albums. Now he got it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true too.
So I don't know. I mean, it's a million scenarios in this. All I'm saying is Justin Timberlake got his 100 million.
That shows you how much money these record companies got. Like, y'all got that much money to buy somebody catalog. We weren't even thinking about Justin Timberlake catalog before this thing came out. At all. Like,
that is crazy.
That's crazy. Like, I wasn't thinking about no damn Justin Timberlake. But 100 mil now. Yeah, that's
how much? If somebody said they wanted to come buy OS catalog, how much?
Man, what?
I'm definitely taking 100 million. I know that.
Man, what?
Shit. never see me again.
I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know what my price is.
That's
That's the thing.
Fuck around, be upset.
That's a scary thing. Like I don't even want to know what my price is.
But think about it. We got 140. Let's just say we got 155 recordings, averaging We'll say averaging an hour.
Yeah, everything out.
That's 150 some hours of content. Mm-hmm. That's shit. They gotta pay something.
Oh yeah.
All the time, sweat, and tears, and went into this shit.
Yes, sir.
5 years, 5 of them things, and went into this. So they gotta come correct. Hey, if y'all want to buy this shit for $100 million,
what?
Oversatthepod.com.
Immediately.
Oversatpodcast@gmail.com. Email us, holler at us. So
immediately.
We'll take that.
But as you can tell, OS Gang, we have reached the end of the docket. We appreciate you guys for rocking with us, especially through our 5-year anniversary talk. Let us know what you think about any of the topics that we discussed. Hit us up.
Thank you. And if you're on YouTube, please like, share, subscribe, share with your friends. Hit the 5 years, baby. Hit the comment section. Weigh in on any topics you heard us talk about. And if you are on audio, it's time to get into OS Song of the Week.
Yes, sir.
I'll take it first.
Okay.
Well, since we just finished talking about Justin Timberlake, and I actually went to...
You are now listening to Oversaturated, the podcast hosted by Johnnie and Ralph. Now let's get it.